Coach John Chaney said it best. Winning is an attitude. Don't just dream, be the dream. Chaney brought not only a winning attitude to North Broad, but a culture of passion, responsibility, and resiliency that we now know today as Temple Tough.
20 seasons, 17 NCAA tournament appearances, 5 Elite Eights, and a resume quite like no other. We'll be remembering Coach Chaney and his impact on Temple University, college basketball, and American sports as a whole on this week's episode of Temple Timeout. That and more, but first, let's take a timeout. As another Friday passes, here we are with yet another episode of Temple Timeout. Listen, guys, we have an electric show for you, like always. But before we get to that, of course, we have to take a moment to mention the passing of Temple legend, Philadelphia legend, straight-up basketball legend, John Chaney.
Yeah, in his 24 years of coaching Temple basketball, he established high standards for this program and found success year in and year out.
Ovi was supposed to push me around, but he's fired.
Chaney passed away Friday morning after a short illness. He was succeeded as head coach by Fran Dunphy and coached Aaron McKee when he played at Temple from 1991 to 94. Here you see the three of them taking a picture at McKee's introductory press conference as head coach back in 2019. Chaney celebrated his 89th birthday on January 21st. We want to take some time now to reflect on the legacy that Coach Chaney has built upon Broad Street and beyond.
The news of John Chaney's passing at the age of 89 shot through the Temple community like a lightning bolt to the heart. Social media was quickly flooded with tributes to the legendary coach from not only the Temple community, but the Philadelphia college basketball and sports community around the country. Former Owl Shiz Austin Jr., who graduated in 2019, said the coach changed his family's lives. A statement from Coach K of Duke said the basketball world lost one of the giants, and Chaney was a great coach, but a better man. The Hall of Fame coach was the most decorated coach in Temple basketball history, making a postseason tournament 23 out of his 24 years on North Broad. Chaney was an incredible basketball coach, but an even better role model who had a huge impact on his players' lives.
John Chaney impacted all of these players that he had, and then he became their friend.
He planted the seeds for not just myself, but for a lot of guys, for a lot of young men, and gave me an incredible opportunity, and I'm here now because of him.
As sad as the news of Chaney's passing was, those who were close to him said it was a celebration of a life filled with achievements from an incredible man.
You know, what he did was so terrific that, you know, we can all celebrate a wonderful, wonderful life and obviously very well led.
Ovi was supposed to push me around, but he's fired.
And just talking to him over the past year, he was at peace with everything. He was in good spirits. He was at peace with everything.
And again, the legacy he has left is, we'll be talking about it for a long time.
Nate Stanley, Temple Update.
Chaney's legacy will surely live on forever in the Temple and college basketball communities. The coach was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in 2001 and the National Collegiate Basketball Hall of Fame in 2006.
For sure, Brooklyn. And of course, it's always heartwarming to look back at some of those great moments. I mean, he's had so many. But we're going to take a look. In 2009, Chaney was inducted into the Temple Athletics Hall of Fame. And here's a story produced that year by former Temple Update reporter Andrea Karabetsos on the coaching legacy Chaney left behind after his departure.
If you go to Temple, then you've heard the name John Chaney. But if you know college basketball, chances are you not only know John Chaney, you've seen him coach and maybe even heard the stories. He coached the men's basketball team for 24 straight seasons.
It's faces, people that you have helped to nurture, people that you've been around all your life, that you've enjoyed being with. You've had some melancholy moments, and you've had some great moments with him.
On January 24th, in front of old and new fans alike, John Chaney was welcomed back to the Leah Corr Center, where he was inducted into the Temple Athletics Hall of Fame. In 1982, Chaney entered Temple with a coaching job, but by the time he retired in 2006, he left with a legacy. During his coaching career, Chaney was named National Coach of the Year twice, and at Temple led the Owls to 17 NCAA tournaments and won 7 A-10 conference titles.
Believe with all my heart, you enter to learn, you depart to serve.
During his years here, Chaney's coaching helped tally up those wins, but it wasn't without its controversy. More than once he was suspended, one time for encouraging hard fouls in a game right here against city rival St. Joe's. Though his coaching career at Temple is over, the impact he made on the basketball community just won't quit. Reporting for Temple Update, I'm Andrea Karabetsis.
Great throwback piece there by Andrea. I wonder what she's doing right now. I mean, Temple 9 was a little bit ago, but memorial services will be held for Coach Chaney this Monday at the Leah Corr Center. A socially distant public viewing will also be held from 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. That will be followed by a celebration of life ceremony, which will be invite only, but it will be streamed live by the Temple Athletics Department. Sports Desk will also have live coverage of the services. So remember to follow at @TU_Sports Desk for that on Monday.
Now, last night sure was a thrill, but not necessarily a good one. Let's get to some highlights. So here we are, Temple men's basketball taking on the 3-7 Cincinnati Bearcats. David DeJulius was a problem early for the Owls, and that continued all game as he finished with 26 on his own. Later in the middle of the second half, Jeremiah Williams knocks down this tray to put Temple back in the lead. But, hey, this one stayed neck and neck down the stretch, till Cincy's Keith Williams hits this layup to put his team up 3 with only 37 left on the clock. Temple has to foul. Last chance here for the Owls, 3 seconds to go. Down 3, Mika Adams-Woods misses the free throw to win. Khalif Battle gets the rebound and deep 3 to tie. It doesn't land. Temple loses a close one to Cincinnati 63-60 and fall to 4-6 on the season. Hey, Cincinnati started a walk-on yesterday, so that's not a good look for the Owls.
Now going back to the night before, the women's team away at Cincinnati taking on the Bearcats.
That's right. Mia Davis and the Owls got the revenge they needed against the Bearcats, who back in January ended a Temple 4-game win streak that had the Owls sitting undefeated in the conference. Let's see how Temple Cincinnati Part 2 panned out this past Wednesday night. Roll the tape. Temple got off to a hot start in the first quarter. There's Joshua Clinton with a jelly-like finger roll. I mean, she's a problem. Now there's Alexa Williamson with a strong contested layup. Williamson actually led the Owls in scoring with 21 points. The Bearcats worked their way back to a tie in the third quarter, but the Owls were having none of it, finishing it with a stout fourth quarter to take this game 69-53. Temple now sits at an undesirable 6-7 overall, but they do sit 5th in the conference, which isn't that bad. Now we're going to leave the circled nets behind and head on over to the straight volleyball nets as the Owls defended their nest against the visiting UConn Huskies.
Yeah, Temple started with the win against Morgan State, but had their second game against LaSalle postponed due to COVID-19, while this match was UConn's first official match of the season. UConn came out swinging in Game 1 with 15 big kills to take the first game 25-17. Temple, however, did not let this bother them and got to work with a big day from junior Mariah Bolafasi, who scored 25 of the Owls' 65 total points. Junior Tyler Lindgren became the key playmaker, racking up 43 assists at the end of the day. The Owls won Game 2 25-23, Game 3 26-24, and Game 4 25-19 to take the series 3-1. The team hopes to continue their momentum and stay undefeated when Coppin State Eagles come to town tonight at 5 p.m.
All right, well, I mean, we hate that the episode is coming to a close just as much as you guys, but thank goodness there's only 7 days until the next one.
That's a good way to look at it. I like that. Don't forget to follow us on social media to be kept in the know at @TU_Sports Desk. For Alex Call and the entire Timeout crew, I'm Brooklyn Vaughn. Stay safe, everybody, and we will see you next week.